Well, we're thrilled. It's a good day. I think that once you get back past the emotion of and excitement of being in the tournament, you get hit pretty hard with your opponent, and we're familiar with our opponent. And I can remember the locker room in Eugene right before Christmas, the disappointment in our guys. We had a lead late and kind of let it get away and lost in overtime. And so for a lot of reasons, I think our guys will be really excited to play in this tournament against Oregon. I look forward to the next couple of days of practice and then getting out to Milwaukee and going through the process of getting ready for the first game. And our coaching staff is excited, our players are thrilled, and we look forward to the next few days.
Coach, you've had to split out a few selection Sundays. What was this experience like? What was your expectation? Because in the past, there's been years when you guys have had a lower seed than you expected.
Well, when we left Las Vegas disappointed in the championship result, we just lost to a 20 RPI team, and we're leaving Las Vegas in the high 20s, low 30s. When you look at that from that point of view, we actually felt like, maybe we have a chance. We'll just have to see how the next 3 or 4 or 5 days turn out. And I've never actually really been through this as far as studying what everybody has to say and watching games. But this year, I got pretty involved, and because I thought our numbers were good. And Thursday was a good day, Friday was an even better day, and Saturday was a great day as far as how the rest of the teams, played out. So, I actually, when you just look at the numbers and the sheets and you take the names off the sheets, felt pretty good that, we had a chance. And then you listen to everybody and kind of seemed pretty consistent that we were going to be the last team in and going to end up in Dayton, and I was really just hoping that was true. And then to see how it turned out, our guys, we were really excited when we saw the committee's decision, results, and just looking forward to it.
Coach, what does this season mean for your schedule modeling going forward?
Well, this is the first time that with the league change a couple years ago, and your schedules are out a year or two, that we really decided that we're going to change the model to a certain extent, and we really challenged our team. And we got a couple of those games, but quite a few of them got away from us. And the 2 overtime games, the overtime game at Oregon, the overtime game at Portland in league. Those are things that you always kind of want to get back. But I just believe that these guys went through a really difficult schedule in the non-conference, and I'm really glad to see that they were rewarded for it.
How much have you followed Oregon at all over the course as well? They're not almost a top 10 team when you play them, and it looked for a little bit like they wouldn't make the tournament.
Well, I actually followed, because they came to Utah right after Christmas. Okay, got an overtime win here, and then they went on a skid and lost quite a few games in a row. And there were a lot of comments, during that skid from our staff was the fact that we played them close. If we'd have got the win and their numbers just kept dropping the way they did, it would really been even more of a disappointment. I tried to explain to them, no, there's nothing more disappointing than losing in overtime to a team. But then they really caught fire, and they're playing really well right now. And hopefully, I anticipate it should be a really good game.
How much interaction did you have with the NCAA committee about Kyle?
They contacted Tom, I think, when it was released that his injury would require surgery, and he was done for the rest of the season. But I think that was it.
Dave, how does not having Kyle change your team?
Well, we practiced a couple times now since without Kyle, and basically I've said this for quite a while about what I'm so proud of this team because of how resilient they've been over the year. We've reinvented ourselves a couple times. When we came back from the first road trip in league and made an adjustment in our starting lineup, and after the St. Mary's game, made another adjustment, and we have found different ways to make this work with our guys, and that we're going to have to do that again. And I think the real positive thing that we can hang our hat on here and really expect good results is that we're trying to reinvent this group with experienced guys. Okay, Maddie's a guy who's played a lot of minutes and will play a lot more at the point. Anson's a guy who's, you know, a fourth-year junior. He's been here a lot, and we depend a lot on him. But it's going to give, you know, Skylar Halford probably some more minutes, and he's played really well in the middle of the year for us. So we're not dependent on guys who, and it'll give Frank Bartley an opportunity that he had kind of in the non-conference schedule when he was really a factor for us. And so we'll look to Josh Sharp, you know, for some of the rebounding issues. But, you know, those guys, I think you can tell just from the practices that they're really excited for the opportunity. Whole team is obviously disappointed for Kyle and for how that affects us. But moving forward, we'll try to reinvent ourselves maybe one more time.
You had to reinvent yourself to an extent in 2011 without Brandon right before the postseason. Do you draw on that in any way for what you're about to go through?
Well, the main thing is the character of the players. We'll draw on the fact that these are quality guys and they are talented players, and we need to find their best basketball right now. And hopefully in the next 3 days we can, as a coaching staff, you know, motivate them to the point where they feel really confident, but they feel really comfortable in this setting. These lights are bright in this tournament. It's the beautiful thing about playing in the NCAA tournament is that it feels really special. It's different, and hopefully your guys can perform at their best in those bright lights.
Coach, I understand Kyle's been around the team still since you guys got back. Has that helped, and will you miss him that way this week?
Yeah, and we'll really miss him. He's been so positive in his approach. And feels really confident in his situation as far as being able to, you know, get the injury repaired and then get into a routine that will prepare him for next year. It's from a guy who's been through an injury and experience. I missed the whole year between my junior and senior year. Those are tough. Those are tough times mentally, and hopefully that our team, and I know our team will support him, but we'll miss his presence because you know, he's got really great leadership skills, and our team has really relied on him.
Did CBS try and contact you at all about being one of those teams that would be a live look-in or anything?
I didn't hear from him this year, and that, you know, that was kind of a decision I made on Wednesday that didn't know where it was going to, you know, play out. And I remember the flight home from UMass and how I felt for those guys because they played their hearts out. We'd played a really good team, flew across the country and got beat. I remember the locker room, like I mentioned before, in Eugene. I remember our locker room after the Iowa State game here. And these guys were challenged, but they had a lot of disappointment in that challenge. We had the locker room in Kansas City against Texas, the locker room at Stanford, the locker room after the Wichita State game in Kansas City. And what I really like about this team is that they're really close together, but they're not afraid to show their emotions to each other, and I think that has helped our team grow. And what I wanted today was just to be together as a group at our house, and however it went, that they could experience those emotions with the players themselves. And I think I really liked the way it felt.
Dave, when you drew up this schedule, did you purposefully look to catch the eye of the committee, so to speak? Did you know the criteria and say, this is why we're doing it?
I don't know if we knew exactly, but I had quite a few discussions with our staff when we were scheduling the games, because I wanted the games, and I really felt like our schedule was pretty well put together, and we were just trying to finalize the last couple, 2 or 3 games. And in years past, we kind of take the ones that fit the best for us to win, and this year we didn't. We took 2 road games. We took a road game at Stanford. We took a road game at UMass, which will get them both in the Marriott Center next year, which will be terrific for us. But we were able to win one of them. You know, we had the Utah game was as part of a series. The Oregon game was a game from a year ago that was delayed to this year. So that you know, is a little bit kind of just coincidence, I guess. But you know, and then you know, anytime you get in those exempt tournaments, you have a chance to play really good teams. And we got Texas and Wichita State, which turned out to both have terrific seasons. Next year we'll be in the Maui Classic. We'll see. We could get 3 teams there that should be really. You look at the field. That's a really quality field. In fact, it'd be interesting to see how many of those teams actually made the tournament this year. Those 8 teams that are in there now. But we didn't finish the schedule last year in a normal way. We actually waited and took some really tough games, and I think it really paid off.
What is the feeling like this year going into the tournament compared to some of the other years that you've seen the lights?
Well, it's so they're all just they're so exciting. I mean, this is the 7th invitation for us, and they've all been invitations because we haven't been able to win the conference tournament. But I know from the reaction of our guys, there's no regrets at all. I mean, they're just so excited about the opportunity, and we just look forward to the game.
Every year you guys do that picture at center court when you show up at the site. What do you do with those photos? Do you have them for team see?
You know, I was sitting in my office yesterday thinking I need to find those because I need to put them we need to frame them and put them somewhere. And now we got one more because is it the Bradley Center? Is that where we're playing?
Right.
That'll be. We got a lot of space around now, the locker room and the hallways and up in the office, and I think our guys should be really proud of you know, 7 trips.
Cody and Luke pretty happy today?
Yeah, Cody and Luke are both really happy, and Cody was just saying that he's really excited to be going home, and we asked Luke if you know, if he'd sold his place yet, maybe we could stay there, you know, because they've actually moved to Florida, and but it's been you know, a really good couple hours. I think the guys are all excited, and so is the staff. I mean, I think that you never want to act too excited because you got to go play the game, and the game's going to be you know, a real challenge. But I think the feel of everybody is we're up for it, and let's go do it.
What instructions did you give these guys? Get the tickets taken care of?
Well, I told them that we'll probably go to class on Monday, and then we'll practice Monday afternoon, and Tuesday it'll be a crapshoot to see what time the plane gets, how we're traveling, if we're going commercial or charter. And usually when we go that far, there's a charter for the band, the cheerleaders, and everybody. So Monday will probably be our only day in school this week, and that was the most instruction that we got was make sure that because we made some progress in the last couple of days being home with our academics as far as study hall and you know, getting things done. Quite a few midterms had to be taken, so we'll look forward to practice tomorrow and then see what the travel schedule works out later tonight or in the morning.